going to read to you a letter that I'm going to give voice to some of the families and women and children that I worked with when I did my research in Zimbabwe. Bearing in mind that when I went to do my research, the economic embargo on Zimbabwe had not been placed, but still people were facing hardships. So, in the light of what is happening today in Zimbabwe, I'm going to read a letter written or giving voice to the families and children and women of Zimbabwe who are having to suffer extreme poverty. I'm appealing for justice, she says. And in Zimbabwe, as a woman, I would like to appeal to the international community. And I would like to give this voice, to give these families a voice. This lady would say, we are tired of it all, living under extreme poverty, when a select few enjoy living in extreme richness. I live under a hut in grass, living under extreme poverty, in a hut and grass over our heads, and being overlooked by the international community that persistently make life hard for us by the economic embargo placed on Zimbabwe. I'm appealing, Mrs. Clinton, you visited Zambia, and this is what I would like to say to you. I work hard in the fields, in the heat of the sun, and I am denied access to fertilizer to use in the fields due to the economic embargo on Zimbabwe. Talk of orphans. They move around by forced migration due to the man-made poverty, which leaves the rural folk without basic commodities like sugar and bread. They have no time to play, no time to eat. All they think of is poverty. The economic embargo is negatively impacting people like us who are in extreme poverty. Just by being poor, we face prejudice in many ways, treated differently, mistreated for that matter. For who we are, we walk for miles to get water, with thorns pricking our bare feet. My poor children are orphans, and I have my children denied visas to go abroad and study just for being poor. Everyone around me is poor. No money at all. We are all hit by the economic embargo. Those who have US dollars. They can buy a lot of food. I spend time at the marketplace trying to sell, and I do not get anything at all. But the rich are getting richer, and the embargo is only working to promote poverty. Those relatives I have in the cities also are hit by the economic embargo. Their electricity is cut randomly, and most of the time they say it's due to lack of foreign currency and the economic embargo. Only the rich are making it in Zimbabwe, flying aeroplanes, changing aeroplanes, flying from place to place because they have access. They have access to technology. They have access and they can fly at will, yet we are suffering extreme poverty. We have no access to the US dollar. We have ourselves. We know how to farm if we have the fertilizers. And justice is so much on our side, and it will see us through once the economic embargo goes away. Treat us fairly. Treat us fairly. Stop unfair practices. We are not happy of small victories, unfair rules that keep us down and keep us poor. I earn $1. I earn $1 a month, yet I grow food that feeds the world over. We demand to be treated like the humans we are. We will no longer accept the economic embargo, Mrs. Clinton. The rich live in big houses. People have plenty to eat. They wear nice clothes, diamond necklaces, whilst we are working and walking half naked. We demand to be treated with justice. We demand the embargo to go because it has corrupted a rich few to be changing aeroplanes, flying from place to place, while most of us are trapped in poverty under social and structural inequalities, toiling in poverty and emanating from the economic embargo. Last time Zambia was visited, this time you also visited Zambia, and Mrs. Clinton, if you had the passion to come and see how we are toiling, how the children are suffering due to poverty, the economic embargo would go. We are toiling as children, caring, and also the hardships that we are facing today, they did not begin today. They also began a long time from the 1800s when Rhodes enslaved black men and imposed what was called the hard tax. It was a form of embargo also in the 1800s, which is continuing up to this day. And in a cartoon that was posted in one of the ancient papers of 1892, it depicted Rhodes as one of the 7 wonders of the world, of ancient world, because he had duped the chief of Zimbabwe. And also look at how the chief of Burundi was also duped, and by the time he died as king, he was rapidly disillusioned. And we see here that diamonds and gold, Rhodes had set up the Rhodes Scholarship, and yet he had set up the hard tax, which demanded tax from men in Zimbabwe every month, and they did not have any money at that time, and they were cashless. So, because of the hard tax, which was an embargo put by Rhodes, that started the breakup of the black family. They had to leave the children to suffer and to go and work in the mines to get money. And it was a form of embargo which left children poor. And to this date, Zimbabwe still suffers from economic embargo. I appeal to you to lift the embargo. So I am appealing to the international community to lift up the embargo. Thank you.